America's warrior ethos is back. President Trump signing an executive order renaming the Department of Defense to its original title, the Department of War.
We won the First World War. We won the Second World War. We won everything before that and in between. And then we decided to go woke and we changed the name to Department of Defense. So we're going Department of War.
The War Department is going to fight decisively, not endless conflicts. It's going to fight to win, not to lose.
Really, it has to do with winning. We should have won every war. We could have won every war, but we really chose to be very politically correct or wokey.
And that warrior ethos was on full display in the Caribbean after U.S. forces obliterated a suspected drug smuggling vessel off the coast of Venezuela, a boat laden with deadly poison and headed straight for American shores. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth says this strike was not the end, it was the opening shot.
Every boatload of any form of drug that poisons the American people is an imminent threat. And at the DoD, our job is to defeat imminent threats. A foreign terrorist organization poisoning your people with drugs coming from a drug cartel is no different than Al-Qaeda. And they'll be treated as such as they were in international waters. We smoked the drug boat, and there's 11 narco-terrorists at the bottom of the ocean.
And yet the Democrats always have to reflexively oppose the president, even if it means siding with the narco-terrorists. Kilmar Abrego Garcia's biggest fan, Senator Chris Van Hollen, is back at it.
What this was an extrajudicial killing, pure and simple. It was illegal.
It's alarming, it's unprecedented, and it's dangerous. And it's the latest example of how Trump continues to overextend and abuse military power. He keeps pushing the boundaries to places we've never been before.
Guess it never.
Yeah, and look, this will never end. You know, the Democrats, they just like, and this is why a lot of people are going independent or going to the other side. Because, I don't know, something is really wrong with the Democrats. They see that as a problem. They don't even care about the people in the United States, like the drugs killing the people from the United States. They just don't like what Trump is doing. Like, I could just never. I always say this each and all my other videos that I reacted to. They never like Trump for some reason. I don't know what it is, and this is why I don't believe that they is going to win the 2028 presidency. They just can't, because they keep going against Donald Trump, and they don't realize that, like, after 4 years, Trump is not running again. So, the Democrat candidate, I would say, is maybe Gavin Newsom right now, and I don't even think he's gonna win. So, because he's trying to act like Trump, you know what I mean? He's not really being authentic. And he's supposed to be concentrating on California, and he's running about being acting like Trump and stuff like that. So yeah. And with the hand stuff, with the hand things, I don't know what that is either, man. But it's all good, man. But guys, subscribe to my channel, put a like to my channel. I would love you guys to do that for me, man. I'm trying to reach 250 subscribers, man. That's my goal right now. I'm really want to be a journalist. This is always my my dream and my goal. And let's make this happen, man. And just continue to watch this whole video, man. Let's take a look for some more what they're about to say.
Surprise you where Democrats are go, what they'll defend or go after. But to the president's announcement a few moments ago, we all watched it live here on the Fox News channel. Now we're talking Department of War. Pete Hegseth, the Secretary of War. What do you think about all this, Jesse?
Well, I'm jealous of Pete. I mean, he got a name upgrade. I got to change my show's name. Jesse Watters Primetime just doesn't cut it.
Call it torture.
Isn't that what your show's called? So I don't know if Truman is a woke guy. From what I understand, after World War II, they needed a standing army to have troops stationed in Asia and in Europe to kind of keep the peace and maintain a posture during the Cold War. So we used to just have the draft every time we went to war. So even though we weren't at war, it was still a Cold War, and we needed to defend our interests. So we consolidated the Army, Navy, Marines,
I forgot about
and
that.
there you go. It was the Defense Department, but it's now the Department of War, and I think America's enemies
I think
are
that's a good
upset.
thing
You know
that
who's really
he
upset?
changed the
Van
Department of
Hollen.
War.
So there just came out today, and I'm sure Jessica.
Sorry guys for pausing and cut him off. I think that's a good thing that he changed it, Department of War. I think it makes the United States, uh how would I say it? It makes we just look like a strong country. So like I don't have any issue for him changing it back to Department of War. So
The Democrats are really trying to reconnect with normal people. That was what it says. They've lost touch with normal people. Let me just explain how normal people think. When you see a video of a
Democrats
cocaine
they're
canoe
not
get
normal, man.
smoked out of the water by the U.S. military, normal people say, yeah, all right? We're like, smoke some narcos, goodbye, light them up, see you later. That's what normal people do. Normal people like to see the war on drugs fought as a war because it hasn't worked the way before. And a lot of people in America, normal people, have families that have lost people to drugs. So they see this canoe and they see a potential death coming. And we like to light this guy up. The Democrats see this and they call it an extrajudicial killing. Normal people don't talk like that. Normal people don't talk like extrajudicial. You know who talks like that? Lawyers. They have to stop sounding like lawyers. You sound weak. You sound wily. Lawyers are unpopular, almost as unpopular as pollsters, Jessica. And when you contrast that with Trump, who's taking strong action, and you have a guy that's saying extrajudicial killing, it just makes you guys look pathetic and not normal.
Jessica, to Jesse's point, I mean, are Democrats
guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think about Trump changing the name to Department of War. Do you think that's a good thing or do you think that's a bad thing? Just let me know. Comment.
falling for the
I
latest
think that's a good thing.
trap? Or aren't they just playing right into the hands of Republicans with Democrats now defending drug lords?
No, I don't see it that way. And I just want to, on the lawyer front, Jesse's always like, so embarrassing at the party of lawyers. If you guys had better lawyers, you would win more cases.
We've won everything
You
at the
lost
Supreme Court.
literally
We're going with
every lawyer
Jessica.
that showed up in court at the 2020 election
Oh, that
got
one.
laughed. Oh, the big one.
That one.
The big lie. The
That
big
was
one?
not really
Okay.
well argued. We got better ones this time, and we're like 8-0. But go ahead, Jessica. I don't want to take your time.
Any hoodles. Yeah, Harry Truman, not famously woke. I should note a bunch of presidents that served our country, not Donald Trump, but Truman, Eisenhower,
There you
JFK,
go.
LBJ,
There's
Nixon,
a
Ford,
next-
Carter, Reagan,
next person,
H.W. Bush, all of them
place that I don't like
was just fine to call it the Department of Defense. You know who else calls it the Department of Defense? The people that Donald Trump are jealous of. The Chinese and the Russians also use that name. It's because he thinks it sounds more dangerous, more big guy, more manly. Like Jesse said, it's a nickname. It's all a game. And first of all, this it passed through Congress. So they're probably gonna have to go back through Congress to do it. So nothing has been changed except that their chyrons get to look that way.
Jessica, what is wrong with that? If it sounds manly, if it sounds strong, if it sounds dangerous, what is wrong with that? It's only in your mind that you would think something like that. Sometimes I'd be thinking, why did they have Jessica on this on the Fox channel, the 5? She always have to say something uncredible. Like it's ridiculous, man.
In terms of smoking the canoe with the drug lords on it, I don't know if it was extrajudicial. People have questions about how this happened, but our very own Jennifer Griffin was posting about the fact that now there are 8 Navy destroyers in the Caribbean, which certainly seems like we are going to war in that region. So typically the F-35s that are on there would be heading to Iran, for instance, to blow up a nuclear facility. What exactly are we doing? And then by extension of that, is there a chance that Donald Trump is trying to get us into a war with Venezuela so that he can use the Alien Enemies Act to try to pull off some of the deportations that he has failed to be able to do in the first few months of his administration?
That's a good conspiracy theory.
You like it?
I love it.
I give it to you.
That is a conspiracy theory. She actually said some little genius over there. It kind of do sound like a thing that Trump probably would do, but who knows? It's just her conspiracy theory, right? But let's just see what happens, man. Who knows? I never thought about that. I forgot about the Alien Act or whatever, how you call that.
I'll take it and run with it.
Okay. Kaylee, your former boss. Does this anything surprise you about him not wanting to be on defense, right? He always.
Sorry guys for pausing again. Guys, comment down below. Let me know what you think. If he really try to start that with her conspiracy theories, with her conspiracy theory, just comment down below if you think that's maybe true or not. Who knows?
And his debates, his interviews, never ever put yourself on defense. You always want to be on offense.
It's like you know him very well, because I remember being in a meeting with him when I was on the campaign, and we were determining the name for the counterpart to Act Blue. So it was, do we want Act Red or Win Red? And I said, President Trump, we're winners. We win. He goes, yeah, that's right. Winning's better than acting. Win Red doesn't surprise me. He wants to take off defense and put offense. Why? Because he's a president who's been on offense. This is more than just a name, Jessica. This is an entire cohesive foreign policy that has been offense. Bombing Fordo, taking out the drug cartel ship. Go back to the first term, taking out Soleimani, taking out al-Baghdadi, striking in Syria. When Biden said don't, President Trump said do. And what you are looking at is a reflection of that. They are taking down defense. They are going to make this the Department of War. This is a president of offense. He doesn't say don't, because when you say don't, the enemies act. When you say don't, Putin goes into Ukraine. When you say don't, Hamas attacks on October 7th. When you say do, when you actually do an action, you achieve the respect of the world, and that's what's happened with President Trump.
You were on maternity leave. Congratulations, by the way, during the Alaska summit, where he thought he made a lot of progress. I'm sure you did.
You don't
and then Putin showed up, and he's standing with President Xi, and Donald Trump says now they're conspiring against me.
How many wars did Biden end? Also, when I was on maternity leave, we got to the fact that there are 7 wars that President Trump
fresh, even though you've been on leave.
I am not fresh.
You are.
I'm very, and in fact, let me tell you how fresh. Let me tell you how fresh I am. Not. I brought to you. You said you didn't know the legal justification for the striking of the ship. I brought it for you. OLC opinion from 1980, Article 2, Section 2, Commander-in-Chief power. So we've got that too. I'm fresh, and I brought my facts.
Wow, Jessica.
Boom. What? Greg, do you see any problem with this? By the way, that was fresh VO just a few moments ago.
I can smell it.
They're actively changing the names on those government buildings, as you can see, removing the defense.
I love the idea of changing names to represent the ideal, right? It's pure persuasion. This is why a lot of liberals like Jessica have to psychoanalyze him, because they don't understand persuasion. When you have somebody like Van Hollen who speaks like a lawyer, you're never going to persuade anybody. They should do this with all the departments. The ATF, which is alcohol, tobacco, and firearms, just call it the Department of Fun. The IRS, the Department of Extortion, the Department of Indian Affairs, casinos. TSA, just call it second base. But Trump is the most anti-war president I've ever had the pleasure of being alive for. And all of his strikes, as you know, are highly specific. And you can only do that with a really, really powerful war machine. We predicted that the taking out the narco-terrorists, in a matter of time, the media and the Dems would side with the narco-terrorists because Trump did it. And also because their problems, i.e. the bad guys, always seem to matter more than ours, Americans, whether it's fentanyl, gangs, sex trafficking. I'm sure one of those drug smugglers, we will find out through Van Hollen, owned a puppy and used to read to his grandma late at night. But we talk about the past. We don't have to go that far for this distinction. Trump was making a distinction about the last 4 years. What did Biden do to the Department of Defense? He turned it into a laboratory for social experimentation. It wasn't about protecting the country. We saw it. Everybody knew it. It was about making it an enlightened vehicle for the rainbow people. They treated the military like a Disney remake. You know, let's update all the characters, right? We'll add a gay here, put a trans here, a non-binary woodland elf.
Yeah, all that stuff that the Democrats was doing within those 4 years when Biden was in office. Like when I was hearing about that, I was like, "What is?" I didn't really understand it. Like I was like, "What is really going on?" And it was just showing out. This is my opinion. I think it was just showing so much of weakness within that situation they had going on with the military and stuff like that. It's like, bro, I didn't understand that. So I don't know, man. Guys, comment down below. I just really didn't understand that.
And then Trump enters the picture. He says, no, 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 no. It's about war. And if it doesn't fit that definition, we don't want it.
Exactly.
His critics don't understand this. And he drives them crazy because he operates on a superpower they don't have, which is persuasion. What is persuasion? Blunt language. Usually that's pretty colorful and memorable. Department of War. You know, he understands incentives and disincentives. Department of War is a disincentive. What he also has you think past the sale. Calling it the Department of War then has you accept the premise in its own title. So when you hear things, you go, we need new missiles. Department of War, that sounds about right. We want a diversity month. Is that Department of War? No, it isn't. So he creates this world for you, and it drives the left crazy because they still haven't found the person who can do this. Jessica.
Yep, that's true, man. It's all common sense. That's the whole thing about it. It's all common sense. You got to put things in place what makes sense. And that's the bottom line. I always been saying this. I just can't comprehend. Like, I can't comprehend stupidity. If I just see something that just, like, insane to me, I just can't comprehend. Because it's like, what? What are you? I don't know what you're talking about. You know what I'm saying? So, it is true what he's saying. And it's all about common sense. We got to get back into common sense, and that's what Trump is doing. But guys, thank you guys. If y'all guys watched the whole video, thank you guys for me watching me reacting to this video. Also, let me know. Comment down below and let me know what you think about this video. And did I say subscribe to my channel? Yes, subscribe to my channel and also put a like to my channel again. And I'll see you guys on the next one, man. Peace.